Okay, guys, welcome back to a new video here. So we got major breaking news. I mean, it has been an insane day. First, and the day started off with the Israeli striking Qatar, and we were actually going to talk about that tonight. But unfortunately, we got potentially even bigger news going on right now. So a couple hours ago, we started getting reports that Russian drones have breached the airspace of Poland. So this was at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So Russian drones have entered Polish airspace, and then we started getting reports that Polish airports inside of Poland, again, eastern part of the country, started to be closed because of the breach. And again, this has happened before where a couple of misguided drones have gotten in the country, but this seems like a significantly bigger incursion than we have seen in the past, and it's continuing to happen. Again, the operation is ongoing, so it remains unclear at this point whether or not this is some sort of mistake, which I don't think it was, because again, the drones keep on coming in, and the fact that who knows what's coming next, guys. I mean, this is a very, very tense, scary situation. NATO is scrambling. Again, you have Italian reconnaissance jets. We have NATO refueling tankers from the Netherlands. We have US F-35s inside shooting down Russian drones. So this is a huge, huge action, and the potential to potentially, I mean, this is the potential to go in a very, very bad direction here. So again, then we start getting reports that airports started closing, which we'll get to in a few minutes. Again, I'm going to give you kind of a timeline of how the night went on here and where we're at right now. 6:42 p.m. The Ukrainian Air Force, this is how it started coming in. The Ukrainian Air Force reports that Russian drones have entered Polish airspace and are heading in the direction of the city of Zamosk. And again, and originally it was kind of unconfirmed. We heard this from the Ukrainian armed forces. And then later in the day, which we're going to talk about, as of an hour ago or so, the Polish military did confirm this, and they're stating that several million people inside of Poland have to shelter in place due to the Russian incursion in the region. And again, guys, Poland is a NATO country. And who knows what's going on here, but it's interesting this comes only a couple of days after Putin met with Modi and Xi Jinping. So again, who knows what's going on, but here's another map of some of these Shaheeds coming in, many of which were fired from Belarus. We see some Russian UAVs entering Polish airspace here and reportedly going to some airports, which are major hubs for transporting weaponry into Ukraine. So at least 3 Shahed drones have reportedly been down within the last few minutes over eastern Poland, with additionally possibly heading in the direction of excuse me for my pronunciation, guys, Rezazau and Zamosk. Both the Ukrainian Air Force and aircraft with NATO Quick Reaction Alert are working to track down and shoot down any remaining drones launched by Russia against Poland. And again, several hours later, we're still seeing that happen. We're still seeing Russian drones in the air. We're going to give you a live update too, because again, this is a very active situation. So again, as I said, we get reports of Italian reconnaissance aircraft lifts off from Estonia. So again, you have multiple different NATO countries inside of Polish airspace right now working to shoot down these drones. I mean, it really is a stunning um, it's a stunning moment. It really is a major escalation in the conflict. And we're going to show you some statements that have been made by U.S. officials and U.S. congresspeople about this. So, as I said, a NATO Airbus A330 multi-role tanker transport operated by the Royal Netherlands Air Force is currently hurrying towards eastern Poland. Again, basically refueling other aircraft, NATO aircraft in the region. We've seen that already happen. And here's some footage. Again, it's very dark out. Obviously, it's in the middle of the night there, of Polish Air Force fighters inside the skies near the city of Lublin, which again, it's eastern Poland, but this is several kilometers inside of the country. It's like 50 to 75 kilometers already inside. So it's a very active situation. Drones are still in the air. A U.S. Air Force F-35A Lightning II has just popped up on the flight radar over eastern Poland. So again, this is the F-35 here. And we also got reports, actually, that the Polish 'cause again, as I said, guys, it was originally unconfirmed until it was confirmed by the Polish armed forces. So this is from 741, relatively, again, an hour after the first initial reports came in. The Polish daily newspaper, restless night over Poland, Russia is carrying out massive attacks on the territory of Ukraine. It was officially stated that Polish and allied aircraft are operating in our space, and ground-based air defense and radar reconnaissance system have reached a state of peak readiness. There were also some very worrying information, but the military did not confirm them. Well, the military has since then confirmed them, guys, and we're going to get to that. So another NOTAM has been issued for Eastern Poland by the Polish Civil Aviation Authority within the last few minutes, this time for Lublin Airport. So we're seeing major airports and air traffic basically shut down over parts of Poland due to this military operation taking place by the Polish armed forces, shooting down the Russian drones. Now, again, why are they shooting the drones? Is it basically are the Russians planning to shoot cruise missiles? I can't imagine that. What I think it might be, guys, is Russia is really testing NATO to see what their response time is to certain things. But again, even if that is the case, That is still a massive escalation, and who knows how NATO is going to respond to this. So, I mean, this is really a potentially disastrous situation unfolding here. So here is another video. Again, you can't really see the jets, but you hear the sound of fighter jets over the sky in eastern Poland here. And again, this is probably the biggest indication that something is seriously wrong here. A note time has also been issued for Warsaw International Airport, closing the airport for any unplanned military activity to ensure state security. So a major airport in Poland with millions of people, guys. Warsaw, the capital, has millions of people. Shut down the major airport. So flights were diverted. I mean, totally disastrous scenario here. And again, we start getting confirmation from U.S. Congress people. Russia is attacking NATO ally Poland with Iranian Shahed drones less than a week after President Trump hosted the president Naraki at the White House. This is an act of war, and we are grateful for NATO allies and their swift response. Now, again, guys, Trump met with Putin 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. So it kind of goes to show you the respect he has for the president of the United States. And meanwhile, guys, when all this is happening, the president is at dinner in Washington, D.C. with the Secretary of Defense, probably having crab cakes. I mean, beyond ridiculous. So, by the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm, and it helps with the channel immensely. I really appreciate the support. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so let's just try and get there soon. And my Patreon, and if you want to become a member, the link's in the description. So thank you guys for the support. Obviously, this is a crazy situation, and I'm going to try and keep you updated. So again, a journalist in Poland, 2 in the morning, I hear military planes over my house in Warsaw. So again, this is deep in the night, and you're hearing military activity over the skies. I mean, this is a NATO country, guys, where we're seeing Russian incursions. Totally wild. And again, we got the confirmation around an hour ago from the Polish armed forces that basically, yeah, the Russians have breached our airspace. So attention during today's attack by the Russian Federation targeting objects located on Ukrainian territory. Our airspace was repeatedly violated by drone-type objects and is continuing to be violated. An operation is underway aimed at identifying and neutralizing the objects. On the orders of the operational commander of the Polish armed forces, weaponry has been deployed and services are working to locate any downed objects. We emphasize the military operation is ongoing. So again, it's an active situation, and we urge people to stay home. The operational commander of the Polish armed forces is monitoring the situation. The forces and resources under his command remain fully prepared for any immediate response. I mean, this is just a crazy situation. It really is. So again, Polish military has confirmed that several drones have violated its airspace. Armed forces at the highest level of readiness. Again, the Secretary of War done having crab cakes. Yeah, I mean, he's at dinner. I mean, you should probably be focusing on this, Mr. Secretary. And these are the kind of the map, guys, of all the people inside of Poland who are under an evacuation order, which is around 8.7 million people, which is around a quarter of the population of the entire country. So this is, again, could you imagine a quarter of the country is in a shelter-in-place order right now? So this is a major situation, and it's going to be very interesting to see how NATO respond to this. U.S. Secretary of State and National Security Advisor Marco Rubio has been briefed on the issue. And again, we're getting reports within the last few minutes that cruise missiles have been launched by the Russians, and they're entering the airspace over northeastern Ukraine. So again, what comes next from this is anybody's guess, but it seems a lot of them we're about to see a major attack on Kiev and Ukraine. And as we can see here, Poland's Prime Minister, because it's an active situation, guys. So this is just breaking. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk is president of the military command and overseeing operations to neutralize the Russian drones. And then we get here, over 30 missiles are over Ukraine right now, targeting numerous cities with a significant amount en route to Kiev. So, again, guys, not a good situation. Are the Russians planning to go into Poland? Who knows? But obviously they're planning something big. And the question is going to be, how is NATO going to respond to this? This has the potential to become an absolute disaster. So you got to hope for the best, guys, but it is not looking good right now. A massive escalation in Ukraine and Europe. Absolutely wild what the Russians are doing here. So let me know what you guys think of this video, guys. I'm going to keep you updated on this. Any significant developments, any sort of missile strikes, I'll keep you updated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm, and it helps out the channel immensely. Thank you guys for the support, and have a great night. Absolutely wild stuff going on in the world right now.